What's up, guys? Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I hope you enjoy it.
I'm pretty sure most of you know who Sambucha is, so I'm not going to give you a full life story. But for those who don't, here's a quick rundown.
Oh shit, here we go again.
His real name is Sam Burns, and before he became a YouTube giant, he was just a regular guy working on Wall Street.
So I used to work at a bank called Barclays up until like 2021, and then I got fired from there.
He was always academically gifted, excelling in school, and later studying finance and management in college.
I lived in New York for 6 years where he studied finance and management in college. That is true. I went to NYU and I graduated with a major in finance and management, dual concentrations.
But while he was busy crunching numbers, he had a side passion for geography. He became obsessed with a game called GeoGuessr, where players are dropped into random locations and have to figure out where they are using clues from their surroundings. And because of his insane memory, Sam got ridiculously good at it.
I have a confession to make. I'm not actually that good at GeoGuessr. I picked up on a lot of tips as I was learning to play the game.
At first, it was just a hobby, but then he started streaming his gameplay on Twitch. The only problem? Twitch was probably the worst platform for a new creator to grow on. It's brutal. If you're not already a top streamer, the algorithm practically buries you. So, realizing he needed to branch out, Sam started posting clips on TikTok. And then, boom! One of his videos showcasing his crazy memory skills completely blew up. Millions of views. And if that wasn't enough, Daily Dose of Internet featured him, which gave him an even bigger boost.
This streamer is showing off his photographic memory by trying to recreate the pattern the computer is generating.
That was when Sam realized that going viral wasn't just random. It was a science. There was a formula to it. So he started applying that formula to YouTube Shorts, testing different styles, and before long, he became one of the biggest creators on the platform. But while his short-form content was thriving, his long-form videos weren't exactly hitting the same way. A lot of short-form creators struggle with this. People love watching their quick, snappy content but don't always want to sit through a full-length video. Instead of giving up though, Sam adapted. He leaned into content formats that worked, like comparison videos, and slowly built a long-form audience. And it worked. Today, he has over 9 million subscribers on YouTube and over 4 million TikTok followers. Sambucha is one of the biggest YouTubers out there, but there's just one problem. He has no personality.
What?
And before you start typing in the comments, hear me out. His videos are incredibly well made. The topics are interesting, the editing is top tier, and he somehow makes learning about random things surprisingly fun. I actually like his content, so this is not a hate video by any means. His videos are chill, with minimal edits, but they still manage to be engaging. Some are even pretty educational. But when it comes to who he is as a creator, there's just nothing. No quirks, no defining the traits, no moments where you feel like you actually know the guy behind the channel. There's no personal connection. You can watch dozens of his videos and still feel like he's a complete mystery. And in a space where personality is everything, that's a big deal. The best YouTubers, whether it's Mr. Beast, iShowSpeed, or even smaller creators, stand out because of who they are, not just what they make. Sam, it feels like he's just there to narrate the video and nothing more. And honestly, that's a shame because with the level of success he's had, imagine how much bigger he could be if people actually felt connected to him. Now, I'm not saying every YouTuber needs to be loud, chaotic, or over the top. Some of the best creators have a chill, laid-back vibe and still manage to be incredibly engaging. But with Sambucha, it almost feels like his content was made by an AI. An incredibly well-programmed AI, but still an AI. He presents the information, moves from one point to the next, and that's it. No personal stories, no unique insights, nothing that gives you a deeper sense of who he is. It's just straight-up facts with no seasoning, and that makes his videos feel kind of empty. But maybe I'm the one who's wrong. So instead of leaving a hate comment below this video, explain it to me. What is his personality? Because I don't see it. You ever watch a video, finish it, and then completely forget who made it? That's what happens with Sambucha. His content is like one of those museum documentary narrations. Technically well-made, informative, but completely devoid of a human touch. You could replace him with a text-to-speech bot, and I'm willing to bet most of his audience wouldn't even notice. And that's a problem. YouTube isn't just about information, it's about connection. The biggest educational or fact-based YouTubers, people like Real Life Lore, Vsauce, or even casual geography creators like GeoWizard, bring something extra to the table. Maybe it's their humor, their storytelling, or just the way they make the content feel like a conversation rather than a lecture. But with Sambucha, it's like he's actively trying not to stand out. He's so chilled and so monotone that it almost feels intentional, like he's avoiding adding anything that might make him seem too interesting. And the craziest part is his content is perfect for personality-driven storytelling. He talks about geography, world records, and bizarre facts, topics that naturally lend themselves to humor, personal anecdotes, and engaging discussions. Imagine if he talked about different countries and randomly threw in a story about his own travels. That would instantly make him more relatable. But nope, he sticks to the script, keeps everything surface level, and moves on. And that's where the real issue comes in. It's not just that he lacks personality, it's that his content feels manufactured. It's safe, it's algorithm friendly, but it has no soul. It doesn't feel like he's making content for people. It feels like he's making content for YouTube's algorithm. And while that works for short-term success, it's not the kind of thing that builds long-term loyalty. Because let's be honest, how many people are watching Sambucha for him? How many people are clicking on his videos because they actually care about his take on a topic rather than just the topic itself? If he stopped uploading tomorrow, would anyone really miss him? Or would they just move on to the next similar niche channel? That's the difference between a creator with a real fan base and one who's just riding the algorithm. And that's what separates great YouTubers from forgettable ones. The biggest names in every niche, whether it's gaming, education, or commentary, all have something that makes them stand out. Even the more laid-back, reserved creators have at least one defining trait that makes them memorable. But Sambucha, he's just there. He makes good content, sure, but there's nothing about him that leaves a lasting impression. And look, this isn't me throwing shade. I like his videos a lot, and I'm pretty sure you guys do too. The man has over 9 million subscribers, while I barely have 30,000. Clearly, he's doing something right, but that doesn't mean I can't say what's on my mind. After all, this isn't a hate video. And I get it. Maybe he's just a private guy who doesn't want to put too much of himself into his content. Maybe he sees YouTube as more of a job than a personal platform. That's totally fine. But if he ever wants to reach that next level, he needs to figure out how to make himself more than just a narrator. Because right now, he's basically a walking, talking Google search result. And just when I thought I was the only one noticing this whole Sambucha has no personality thing, I went to Reddit. And let me tell you, people have thoughts. There's an entire thread titled Thoughts on Sambucha, and if you scroll through it, you can literally see people struggling to define what makes him interesting because, well, nothing really does. One guy straight up said, "It's impressive how little emotion and personality he exhibits. No jokes, no laughing, no smiling, no personal stories, no anything that makes for a good YouTuber." And I gotta say, that's brutal, but it's not exactly wrong. Someone else chimed in with, "Boring, his tone sounds depressing in my ears." He's got all the information, but none of the flair. And again, I'm not saying every YouTuber needs to be screaming at their audience or doing backflips on camera.
Oh my God, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass off.
But at least pretend like you're having fun, dude. Then there's the crowd that's more neutral about him. One person summed it up perfectly by saying, "He's good but average. His personality is what I go for, and it doesn't feel as standard of slop as most. It's unique in its own way." And honestly, I think that's the best way to describe Sambucha's appeal. He's not bad, but his content is weirdly mid. It's like ordering a plain burger with no toppings. It does the job, but it's missing something that would make it truly great. But here's where things get hilarious. While some people are out here critiquing his lack of personality, there's another corner of Reddit that is absolutely obsessed with him. I stumbled upon a thread called "I have the biggest crush on Sambucha," and it was like stepping into a completely different reality. People are thirsting over this man like he's a Marvel superhero. One person said, "I would truly do anything to be with that man. Those arms, that face, that ass."
Wow, man. Damn.
And I just, what? Are we even talking about the same Sambucha? The same guy who delivers facts with the energy of a tired history teacher? The duality of man is insane. Another dude said, "I'm a straight man, so I can't give a decision on how hot he is, but I'm starting to put my fashion sense similar to Sambucha. My physique is very similar to his. 5'11", 190 lums with abs. I love how smart and humble he is. Truly a 10-10 man." This comment is emitting serious pick-me energy. Like, bro really snuck in his height, weight, and abs like he's trying to get scouted for a modeling agency. We get it, you think if you compare yourself to Sambucha, the ladies will flood your DMs. Come on, bruh. Sambucha does have that clean, well-put-together look that some people find attractive. But it's hilarious to me that the same guy who's being called boring and emotionless in one Reddit thread is being thirsted over like a K-pop idol in another. But my point still stands. I'm not the only one who thinks Sambucha has no personality or is just overly chilled to the point where it feels off. If you take a look at another Reddit thread about him, you'll see that plenty of people feel the same way. One user wrote, "Not sure what the general consensus about Sambucha is these days, so don't flame me for saying this. I haven't seen anyone speak about the fact that all of his shorts content is fake. All of those types of slideshows that he posts are clearly made by him. Like, am I missing something? How can he have a genuine reaction or answer if he himself makes the content he's reacting or answering to?" Now, this is just speculation, not a confirmed fact, but it does make you think. If he is scripting his reactions, it would explain why he comes across as so robotic and emotionless. It's hard to be genuinely surprised when you already know what's coming. And then there are people who just find his delivery too dull to sit through. One person summed it up perfectly. His delivery is far too dry for my liking. Other than that, no real opinions. I try to avoid that type of content. Another person kept it simple with, he adds nothing to the videos he reacts to. And honestly, I get it. His content is well structured, clean, and easy to watch, but it's also incredibly safe. He never really puts himself out there or adds anything extra to make his videos more personal. But then of course, there are those who actually like his chill vibe. Some people appreciate his laid-back nature, saying things like, he's chill, or he is just a chill guy with good little humor. Honestly, I respect him. And that's the divide with Sambucha. He's either boring or relaxing, depending on who you ask. Some people love that he's calm and informative, while others feel like they're watching a robot read out facts with zero enthusiasm. And then there's the third category of people, the ones who are apparently obsessed with him to the point of thirsting over his entire existence. It's honestly wild how one person can be seen in such completely different ways. But hey, that's the internet for you. But what do you think? Does Sambucha's lack of personality make his videos less enjoyable? Or do you prefer creators who keep things simple and to the point? Let me know in the comments. And if you made it to the end, comment, Sambucha is just that guy, so I know you're a real one. Also, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next video. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.